wanna give up. Then don't like this world. I really don't like this world when I have that thought. Don't want to live in this world anymore. Felt lost, felt didn't know what to do, felt I'm a powerless small existence, felt I don't belong to this world. Criticizing myself for not being healthy enough, smart enough to handle all the situations. Criticizing myself for being not lucky enough.
You criticize yourself for what?
For being not lucky enough. Lucky. Some people just very lucky. They're not very effortlessly doing everything, but they have a not bad life. I feel like I always having not very good luck in life.
Okay, so any images that you see of the past and future? When you believe the world is too difficult to live in.
The first picture popping out in my head is my mom sitting there telling me, I don't have money on myself. Don't have a penny myself. I don't know where to go.
I don't have money?
Yeah. In Chinese, it's like on my body has no penny. Like no penny on my pocket. In Chinese, we use body to describe actually pocket.
Oh.
And my mom used that sentence incorrectly. It's supposed to be 身无分文. And she made it's incorrect order. 分文身无. So it's very strong impression in my life. How often having feelings about that scene. One is such a poor mom, such a poor life. Second feeling is why she always change the word, like doesn't speak the word in its correct order, but change it. So both made me feel powerless. Like mom is hopeless person, always changing the word order, twist the word. The other is such a poor mom, such a poor life, and I'm born in such a poor family. That's what first popping out in my head when I think that life is hard for me. Hard for me to live in.
What are the future images when you believe that thought?
Just no matter how hard I struggling or how many preparation I do, it always disappoint me, life. Either the green card or my intimate relationships with my boyfriend. Everything will fail. Everything will disappoint me. Now I will die with disappointment. Nothing, I don't hope anything will work out so I can protect myself from the feeling of disappointment. It's a lonely future. It's a desperate future. It's a meaningless future. Everything I try, but at the end it fails.
Okay.
I actually don't understand why my brain pattern is like this. Why?
Well, I find it's just easier to just answer the questions we got already, which is just how do you react in that moment with that thought? The world is too difficult to live in. Where do you feel it physically?
Very tired, exhausted, headache.
Yeah.
I always now pay more attention to my eyes because many people, they trained to relax the eyes, then their vision gets better. This is the real case happening in the chatting groups. I never get better too much. And so when that moment, I felt that my eyes were very tense also. So it linked to here, the head here.
Yeah. Yep. So, how do you treat the world when you're believing it's too difficult to live in?
Don't want to stay in this world. I want to leave. I
Okay.
want to disappear from this world. It's very conflicting in my heart. One way, I hope by changing the attitude about this world, life will get better and easier. The other way, I don't believe that the world will get better. I think that human beings are stupid.
Okay. Judge humans as stupid. Yep. So who would you be without that thought? Sitting in front of the computer at night, learning about American religious history. Who would you be without that thought? The world is too difficult to live in.
I will be less stressed, not that stressed. Just start doing what I was doing and then relaxed. Just do as much as I can without those obsessive negative feelings there. I don't like those very tense and then unsafe feelings.
So in front of the computer last night, are you?
Yeah. Let me turn on the humidifier. It's too dry. I feel so. Without the thought, it's not working. Without the thought, I would just feel like I'm watching a historical documentary, getting to know about some new knowledge. When I have the thought that life is hard to live in, then I feel like I'm slaving myself to do something I don't want to. But at that moment, I didn't know what I really want to do. I'm interested in religion history. So without the thought, felt like then would be very curious at that moment, getting to know something I never know. Or getting to hear. Maybe the person showed in the video also not very accurate. Who knows? But at least it's something I don't know. I've never heard. Like a refreshing my mind. Like a freshing my mind. Not like a database. Like making the database more comprehensive. At least I got to know. Oh, there's not only one perspective to look at the religion. So complicated. It's different from what I think what religion is. So more curiosity without the thought. Without the world is hard to live in, then a lot of curiosity.
Yeah, I really like where you went with that. It's like what I'm hearing is like not even necessarily believing what you're watching, but just listening and considering it.
Yeah, because what that person say can be a reference. At least that video is talking about different type of church, not trying to support any specific church. So it can be a good reference, like a good reference information. It doesn't mean what that person said talking about in the video, they're all real. There is no real truth in this world, I guess. But at least it made my mind, it made me have a, it brought out my curiosity, and then to have a different, a more variety perspective of when thinking and looking at Christianity.
Okay. All right.
And religion. So without the thought, it feels like I'm in a class there, not only for the final exam, but I'm spending time listening to some interesting stories.
Yeah.
If I go to a history class, the purpose is I want to pass the exam so my mom or my dad don't punish me. Then my feeling will be like I'm like slaving myself to that class. But my attitude is not life is too hard to live in. I don't care about what my mom and dad would do for me, but I sit there, then I would have a lot of curiosity. Oh, okay, this is our history. Really interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's turn it around. The world is too difficult to live in.
The world is not too difficult to live in.
Yep.
I don't like to find evidences. My ego is like fighting. No.
Okay, so you know that you ever heard that word? You probably heard of the word global, but not the way I'm going to use it. Notice how your thinking goes global rather than just in that situation. So, right in that situation, how is it true the world is not too difficult to live in?
What did you say? Rather than?
Rather than thinking globally, only look at that moment where you have the thought.
Yes, that's why my inside is fighting. Don't want to see that because that's very obviously breathing at that moment is not hard. So that's not what my ego wants.
Yeah.
Ego wants different things. Ego wants big house. Ego wants green card. Ego wants big swimming pool. Not just breathing. At that moment, it's very easy to live. Sitting there, breathing. Eyes can still see with this glass. Can see clearly. Even without vision, can hear. So it's not very hard at that moment. That's not what ego meant by living so hard. Living for my mind is having a better life. Yeah,
Right.
it's me.
You know, you're
Don't want.
right. You're right. The world wasn't talking about now because it can't, because there's nothing wrong with now.
Right, it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's scared. That's what scares my ego.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to sit somewhere poor, in the village, no
Okay.
electricity, and
Hey,
breathe.
hang on.
Hang on,
Hang on a second, ego.
hang on a second.
So
Hang on a second.
if you're sitting in front of your computer, right in that moment you're learning, right? Right there, you're poor. Is it true? And this takes an open-minded thing, and it's just. And I'm not saying you aren't. I'm not saying you are, but it's just. See, the ego went from being present to a judgment about money that you have or don't have. Because if you were quote unquote, if you were believing you were rich, you would still be sitting in a seat and looking at the computer, breathing easily. So you gave some really good examples for this turnaround.
I know. I don't want to. Man, not. Okay, let me see my mind or my ego. It
Okay,
doesn't want to
so
look at those.
right. Okay, so you said I don't want to, or I don't want to look at this, right? Going back to question 3, right? How do you react, right? You're tired, you feel powerless, you have a headache, you're lost, right? Without the thought, very curious, learning, hearing, no negative feelings, doing what you can,
So
less stress,
with
relax.
the thought, feel like time is always not enough.
Yeah. So, is it true you don't want to look at the turnarounds, considering what it would be like to live without the thoughts?
No, it's just just, if I don't want, I wouldn't sit here, but there's a,
Yeah, you know, there's what I'm hearing you're experiencing is the ego is throwing at you all kinds of things like, well, if I accept this present moment, like that means I'm going to stay poor, that means I'm not going to have what I want, and it's just more lies. So if you really had no judgment about present moment right now, what's the problem?
can't trust this world. It's hard. It feels so dangerous if drop this thought.
Well, you don't have to drop it.
The turnaround is also feels so dangerous.
Yeah.
How can I believe this world is not hard to live?
Well, we're not, you know, Michelle, it's just, this is not about believing it.
I want to believe this turnaround, to be honest, but it's just so scary. I didn't expect I would be this scared.
Yeah.
So scared. So scared. I feel like naked.
So just
No.
notice. So just notice right now, it's safe to look. You know how in that situation it was stressful? Well, that's because you weren't noticing now. So right now, is it safe to just look at this turnaround?
Feel like if not struggling all the time, we'll miss something, and then later the result will come out very bad. Then I will regret in the future. I should not have relaxed back then.
Yeah.
How could I relax? How could I give myself to spend time just doing those simple things, organizing things?
So right there, we're not talking about relaxing in the future. We're only talking about in front of the computer watching that educational stuff. Is it better to relax or to be up or stressed out in that moment? That's the only thing we're talking about.
My mind is always want to do multiple things at a time, so maximize the time doing as much as I can do.
Yeah, the tasking thing, right?
Or doing things fast and then move on to the next one and then rest less.
Yeah.
Restless equal to rest less.
Yeah.
No wonder I'm restless all
That's
the time. I couldn't focus. I couldn't sit quietly because I didn't allow myself to rest. Always tell myself, you have to rest less and then work more, fight more. Oh my God. The language is so funny. So who created that word, restless?
Yeah. I mean, you're doing exactly what I do in the work. You're just finding these little insights, like looking at words. That's brilliant. Yeah.
I'm just I want to describe my situation at that moment. It was restless because the mind very busy. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. I should finish this quicker.
Have
And
you ever
then
heard of, sorry to interrupt you. Have you ever heard of Jeff Foster?
yeah, Jeff Foster.
You know about him? Do you ever hear him in what he has a video he talks about the word depressed,
Deep rest.
deep. So you know, okay, yeah,
Yeah, I've heard that. I agree with that because the past many years when I was very depressed, I actually did I mean, maybe my inner wisdom forced myself to deep rest. Like made
yeah,
me had no choice. No choice. Couldn't do anything. Just yeah. So that's like pushed me to the work, pushed me to face myself. Just like
yeah,
now, I push my mind to face the fears. Like, like I felt like I was when I talking about the turnaround. It's not hard to live in this world without being naked. Felt so how can
right. How can anybody even say it, right?
yeah, that's not my life experience even.
Well, in that moment, is it your experience?
Generally it's still not.
Ah,
The
no,
feeling
see,
is the feeling was
that's
not.
global thinking. In general, the ego is always going to win in general, but we're only talking about in that moment in front of the computer watching that video, right? I think it was a video, right?
YouTube video, yeah.
Yeah. So in that moment, how is it? Is it safe? Is it relaxed? Is it easy?
Without those thoughts, life itself is easy. It's just the mind is like breathe. Breathing is the basic thing, but breathing is not the basic thing. Louise Hay said, "If we don't breathe for 3 minutes, we die." So it's not an easy thing. It's not in. But the ego is like, forget about the breathing. Talk about something else.
They say that breathing is the link between spirit and the material world.
That's what people said.
Yeah. There's in Christianity there's this story, I think it's in the Bible, where he created Adam and he breathed into Adam's life. And so it's like breathing is like divine energy.
Were you Christian or Catholic?
I was brought up Catholic, yeah.
That's even harder. I've heard more rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
Some liberal Christian church is easier.
Right. Yeah.
I've heard that Catholic they have this that rules.
Yeah, very, very uptight, you know. But, I've heard of other religions that are a lot more difficult, like the Hasidic Jews. They have a very strict life, you know.
Hasidic Jews.
Hasidic Jews, yeah, like they have all these rules, like the very limited technology they can use. There's all kinds of rules about women not hugging or talking to men that aren't their husbands, and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, my mom's religion was even harder. That's a cult. So what I say is Catholic is a little bit harder. Not
Not crazy hard, yeah.
Not crazy hard.
So let's turn. Do you see another turnaround for this thought?
Why people stupid believing those religions and locking themselves into some rules? Don't understand.
Well, we could do a thought on that, but let's finish this one.
The other turnaround is my thinking is so hard for me to live in.
Okay.
Or I am so hard for me to live in.
Let's go with your first one there. My thinking is too difficult to live in. So we saw the first example with question 3 and 4, how difficult that thought is to live in. What's another thought that's too difficult to live in that you had in that moment? Oh, you just said it. People are stupid, right?
Yeah, and also my thought is I should rest less.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
And then should always do the maximum, which exhausted me. If sometimes when my mind is saying, I felt like if this is the price for me to stay in this country, that I have to always alert and keep preparing, I'd rather just do nothing and then don't have the green card. It's too tiring. But then the ego fight back and nah.
Okay, so there you go. It's like my
thinking. I feel like I'm in the jail. I am living not in the jail, but I feel I'm in the jail. I feel I'm in the mind jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then someone's constantly whipping me, saying, you cannot rest. You don't have the right to rest. Yeah. You have to keep working hard. You have to learn this. You have to learn that. You know, this world is very competitive. If you don't keep fighting, you will be, you know, the pyramid, right? You will be kicked out from the pyramid system, or you will always live at the bottom of the pyramid system. If that's what you want, you can rest. That's the jail I'm living in, and I want to break it out. I don't want to be the prisoner in that jail anymore. Well,
that's what we're doing, you know.
It's hard to get out from there.
So in question 4.
I'm scared. Sorry.
That's quite all right.
Let me grab a paper, sorry. I haven't done my laundry for 4 to 5 months because I didn't give myself to take a break. What's the point of that green card? I was busy with depression, busy with doing the work, busy with sleep because too tired and sleep too much. I don't know what should I now feel like.
So, Michelle, did you see that image of you in jail? Because that sounds like that's what made you cry. And so
What
I
made
would,
me cry is the fears of imagining I don't work so hard on my asylum case and preparing for the future, but doing the laundry,
okay.
living slower. I'm
I,
scared of this, and then I felt I don't want to be a slave anymore.
did you say not doing the laundry?
Doing the laundry, I want to do the laundry, but it takes time, so I always didn't do it. I always using up my time for different things.
Okay. All right. So, you know, to just realize, like, when you see the image of you not working on your case, that is not that's not coming from the work. It's coming from another stressful thought. Because what this work is not telling you not to work on your case. You know, this turnaround, my thinking is too difficult to live in. It's like,
Because if I can only do one thing at a time, which is the healthiest way, that means when I'm doing the laundry or something else, I have to put this aside. I then better don't keep thinking different things at one same time, you know? Then that made me feel anxious.
right. And I know I'm not in control of what I think. You know, that's why it's just this noticing. It's like when you're in the work and you're turning it around, my thinking is too difficult to live in. And you're seeing, okay, the only thing that's a problem is my thinking. And then the mind immediately goes to, like, okay, like, it's not difficult, so I don't have to do anything. It's it's true, but it's not as though um, it's not as though this thought of you not working on your case is true. It's just an image. It's not you either. So if you're in front of the computer and you have an image of you not working on your case in the future, like, here it is. There you go. You're just
I don't have time. I'm so too busy.
don't have
I
time.
have so many things out there.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend time on my case, to be honest. I wish I don't have to.
Hang on a second. I just got to close my door.
Okay. Oh, oh.
Okay.
I actually don't want to spend the time on my case.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to live a relaxed life, eating, sleeping, doing some basic work, relax. I don't want to work on my kid. Ah.
So you have to work on your case. Is it true?
Isn't that true? Isn't that true?
Is it true you have to work on your case?
Yes.
So right here, right now, can you absolutely know it's true?
No.
Not yet. You know, you were noticing something about the words before. What I recently noticed about the word have, it sounds exactly like Halve.
Halve?
Halve. Sounds exactly the same. Have or half. Like, in other words, to make, cut in half.
Oh, half.
Yeah. So, see what happens? You have this, and you know, this is just, I noticed this about the words. What happens to you when you're believing I have to work on my case? There's the you here right now, and you get cut in half, and now you're in the future too.
Yeah.
But it's not real. And when you're cut in half, it's suffering. You're not whole anymore. You're in the future. So how do you react when you believe that thought? I have to work on my case.
Restless. It's true. It's restless equals to can't rest. Have to restless. Whenever I relax, a little bit feeling guilty. Oh,
Okay, so there's guilt too.
but the reality is when I allow myself to rest, my mind is clearer. I'm doing things more efficiently. And then saving me a lot of time because the mind knows how to hit the bullet point.
So you just went question 3 to question 4. So let's turn it around. I have to work on my case.
I don't have to work on my case.
Yep.
I don't know why I don't have to work on my case. At this moment, I don't have to work on my case. I can relax.
Yep.
And my world is so messy before. That's why I'm so busy this month. I'm organizing. I'm getting rid of the duplicated things and organizing them. And also in the computer material and in the outer world. It's actually a good thing. I'm now less busy when I'm organizing my stuff. But then mind is like, oh, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time to organizing to You just keep getting more and more and more while you're wasting your time to organize those existed things.
So how is it true? I don't have to work on my case. I got the example you said at this moment, right? Is there anything else? How it's true? I don't have to work on my case.
I don't have to work on my case because I already hired a person to work on my case. I only need to cooperate.
Okay.
Or I don't have to work on my cases. I choose to work on my case. It doesn't mean I have to work on my case.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No one putting a knife on my throat saying, if you don't work on your case, I'm gonna kill you. Even like that, I don't have to work on my case. I still choose to work on my case, so just listen to the simple direction. Still doesn't mean I have to work on that case. I choose to work on that case. Then that's different feelings.
And you can look at all these different times throughout the day. When I'm eating, I don't have to work on my case. When I'm sleeping, when I'm going to the bathroom, when I'm talking on the phone, when I'm watching something on TV. It's not true. If I'm not doing it, it's not true. Maybe you find so I'll share something with you. I put this. So do you see an image of the future with all of your hard work paying off on the case?
Not sure, but at least those hard working will be paying off in my life experiences. I grew a lot. You disappeared, a picture, while you're back. Through preparing the case, we're cooperating with the coach I hired. I grew a lot of abilities. I had to face my case. I still feel like I had to anyway. I made myself face that case, paying attention, organizing the materials, learning the organizing strategies from that coach. I just observing how he organizing documents, make it simple and clearer, how he named the file. Then I'm learning, and then I'm following his steps. And so I'm growing a lot. Feels like I'm in university studying.
Mm.
I'm not sure if those hard work will be pay off for my case or not. Who knows? I'm a little bit not a very positive type of person,
Okay.
not optimistic.
Okay, so maybe you have this future image of you not getting the green card and it's because you're not working on it now. Do you have that image?
I do have a little bit of that image. Also, I have an image. No matter how hard I work on my case, I still fail. I still lose.
Ah, yeah.
That's most hurt. And it could happen. We don't know.
Well, okay, so both of those, neither of those things are real. You know?
They are not real. They are my imaginations. They are like I think my way of, the pattern of my thinking always predict the worst case could be. So like be prepared in advance. So less hurting later.
Yeah.
But it's protecting anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So it's
I
just,
always feel that I am not capable enough for these complicated things. But the reality is, in my life, I've done a lot of complicated things. I finished them very good. But when I'm not doing them, when I'm doing them in my head, I feel like, oh, it's too hard. It's too bad.
yeah. I have to work on my case. I don't have to work on my case. How about another turnaround?
I don't know.
How about I have to work on my mind?
Oh, this is a priority. Yeah, this is more true.
Yeah.
Keep working. The mind is everything. So many people living in China. I believe there are people who live an okay life. It doesn't mean people in China all live a miserable life. Maybe bigger percentage than this country. Still here, the mind. The
Yeah.
mind, if the mind is healthy, people in India, some people still living a happy life. Those poor country. But there are people living in America, in Silicon Valley,
I've,
richest area,
I've
miserable
seen
life.
I've seen rich people that are unhappy. I've seen rich people who are happy. I've seen poor people who are unhappy and poor people who are happy. I've seen both sides of it.
Work
And
on mind.
so it
Work.
tells you that it has nothing to do with how much money you have.
I still want more money. I want to be a happy rich person.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And like you want more money now. Like, is that true? Like,
No, no.
it's like
I
what do
mean, I
yeah,
want enough abundance to support my whole life. That's what
yeah,
I want. So whenever I need something, I have the ability to afford it. That's
yeah,
what I try to create a life.
yeah. Yep.
No, I don't need more money. Before I believed I need more money. I don't need more money because based on my current situation, need more money means working more. I don't want more working more. I want to do more work, this
Yeah,
work, but not that work,
yeah.
not job. So I don't want more money. I
Yeah.
can say I want more freedom.
Mm,
Money for me means security, freedom. So, and the affirmation, right, from the society. If the money don't represent those things to me, I don't need more money. I need more. I need me to feel happy.
mm.
Even that I don't need. I mean, I need to work on my thoughts. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't even need me to be happy because then that can make me not happy. I don't need more money. Now, especially when I'm organizing my belongings like clothes, bags, with paying attention, I realized no more, please. Hard to manage. No, less, please. And the money, also the same thing. If I have to pay a lot of effort to get more. I was like, no.
Yeah.
If I effortlessly getting some money and then making or doing some very meaningful project like helping other people or open a store that can help that can make people happy, make me happy. Yeah, I would love to do that. But if I wanted more money now for security and then have to work 20 hours a week more,
Mm-hmm.
no. No, thank you. I want to sleep more. I want to do more worksheet. That's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, working too hard like a rat in the cage. That's not a life I want.
I like that thing that Katie always says, the worst thing that can happen is the thought.
How Katie have money is from the book she wrote, right? And her husband has written a book very popular too.
They've both written multiple books.
So their money is from this book selling from, and maybe I guess her husband has a business or something. So Katie no longer working, right? Long time ago, just focus on the work, sharing the work.
Yeah, Katie's been only doing the work since like she was 43.
Right. What an amazing life. What an
Busy.
amazing life.
She's had a very, very, very busy life, though.
Busy life, but an amazing life. It's not like being forced to work as a rat in the cage, but she was doing something she's passionate about and helping other people. Even no money. It's great. If I have that opportunity, I would love to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what she loved to do actually bringing her money. Then she met Stephen. They married, and Stephen is kind of at some level supporting her. And she wrote the book from her wisdom, and she get money from her wisdom, the book that she wrote, right? So what an amazing life, doing something beneficial for this world, beneficial for her. She always like, oh, so what a privilege to sit over here every
Well,
time.
none of it came without a lot of, like when she had her incident at 43, um, I mean, those 2 years that led up to her were quite hellish, and there were 8 more years that were pretty bad. And even when she had this thing happen to her, she still had to do like at least like 5 years of work, like inner work, you know. Um, and she kept doing it even as time went on. Um, and the more she did it with other people, the more clear she would get too. So it's
I realized doing work with other people is also a great practice.
yeah,
So such a great practice.
yeah, right. Yeah, whether it's in groups, one-on-one, or by yourself, it's like you can always find an insight, you know.
Oh, so even after she awakened, she still did many years of the work.
Internal work, yeah.
So writing them down, question them, and staying by herself. I've heard she's been sitting somewhere for a long time.
She would meditate for hours, like in the work, like every day. Like I even heard her say that she remembers a morning or some mornings she wouldn't even go to the bathroom. She would do the work before even going to the bathroom. That's how focused she was on getting clear, because she had really seen, she had that moment where she could see that it was, the only problem was thinking. So she had this clear knowing that this is how to wake up, you know. And here she is. She's been living freedom and peace for all those years. Yeah. It's
What
quite a
an what an amazing life.
yep.
I was so touched when I heard I couldn't focus all the time when she was broadcasting. I always get distracted because I can't rest. Right? My mind said you cannot rest. You have to rest less. So my mind was restless. But I still heard some sentence very touching me. She said, our job is to love, and other people's job is to push the button." And
Your buttons.
push my button, our buttons.
Yeah.
And she said, "Living a life without fears is our birthright." And then I burst out to tears. I remember I was like, oh my God, that's the life I desire for. I'm tired of living a life with fears all the time. Worrying about this, worrying about that, worrying about green card, worrying about boyfriend, worrying about mom, worrying about everything. I don't like that. If life is like what I described, I don't want to live a life like that.
Yeah. So what do you want to work on next?
Thank you for sharing the story about Katie. It's also encouraging me. If it's even she was like paying so much effort on getting the clarity, then it doesn't mean I'm stupid. I'm normal. Because before I was sometimes criticizing myself, like, why I still like this, why I still believe in those thoughts, and when I get into know more, it's a comparison hurts me.
Yeah. So it's you know what has always helped me? It's always right in the moment. You have that thought, why am I still like this? What this are you talking about?
Like anxious.
Okay.
Believing the thought and then reacting.
Right. And that's you're in the past. When you believe you're still like this, whatever, anxious, when you still believe you're anxious, it's like it's only true because you're believing it. Like, look at how you react. How do you react when you believe I'm still anxious? It makes you anxious, right?
Makes me feel lack of confidence, defeated.
Lack of confidence, defeated, anxious. But in that moment, you're talking about something that doesn't. It's only the thinking.
My happiest time is doing the work. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is. So turn it around. I'm still like this. I'm not still like this. I'm like this, not like that.
Oh, yeah. Also, what you told me about Byron Katie encouraged me. I was like, if Katie spent such time, right, on helping her to get more anchored in that clarity, right, just stay there. So if I spend some time on it, it so makes sense. And also I encourage other people who I share the work with, because our mind is similar. They also had the feeling I had, like how long time will it take for me to get there, and why I still keep believing the thoughts. I was like, even Katie, I spent 2 years, if I remember it, to write works on her mother. That's what she said in the book.
Oh, well, I've heard people say 2 years. I've heard Katie say 3 years. I've heard
2 to 3 years.
I've heard people say 4 years, or I've heard 5 years. And so recently she was talking about it again, and she just said a lot of years because I don't think she even knows.
At least maybe very focusedly, maybe 2 to 3 years. very, very intense. And then later,
Yeah.
maybe less intense for another many years, another topic too, not only mom, but the first
Right.
many years I've heard in the book is only mom, almost only mom. And then later is maybe some other topic for many, many years, as you've told me
Yeah.
today, another many years. So if it's Katie even need to do work on that hard, I think it make a lot of sense for me to keep practicing stay in the stillness.
The one thing that I would use the word hard, I would just say she worked it long, because if you
No,
look
not
at it,
hard, like a
yeah,
work consistently.
consistently, right? Just it's I remember
I
hearing,
don't think she felt hard.
yeah,
That when she doing that is like me, I'm happy doing the work.
I heard the story about the Buddha. He, he had searched for so many years trying to find a different way, and he got to this point where he had this, what you would call like a real quiet determination. When he sat down on the Bodhi tree, he said, I'm just not going to get up. It's not like I'm not going to get up until I'm enlightened. It was just like, I'm not good. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be enlightened. I'm going to stay here until it happens. So it's more desire. It's not a have to. It's a want to. And I think that's with Katie too.
I've heard Emery also practicing the work for more than 10 years. I just too busy. I did a few times work with Emery's too. He is a nice person too. But I'm just busy. And he is not in America. And then he's in I don't know where he is,
He's in
but
Vietnam.
he looks like having okay life. Oh, he is from England, if I remember correctly.
He's from England, but he's in Vietnam.
He shared me a link with a lot of recording of Katie, but based on my current English level, it's still a little bit hard for me to just listen to the audio. If there are some subtitles, will be very helpful. So YouTube still more helpful, or the replay of her broadcasting. There are some title.
Yeah.
And when I'm talking with you, you actually slow down a little bit for me and then even repeat. But if I just listen to the audio, it's American between American and American with American.
Yeah. Yep.
So that also encouraging me to learn English better. I want to understand the work better. When it's translated to Chinese, it's a little bit different
I can imagine.
from what I originally learned from Byron Katie. So I already practiced this my many years. I want to go deeper. So
Would you say it's better in Chinese?
better? What do you mean?
Yeah, because what I noticed about the language English is there's a lot of words that we just assume they're all true. And like, for example, the word, like the past tense words, like I went to the store, like that word went is assuming that that a past is real, that the I did that in the past. Like, and there are some languages where, that there's verbs, right? And in English, there's got to be a subject and a verb. A subject somehow does a verb, you know? And I know in Native American language, there's like they'll say, for example, instead of a house, they'll say the housing if you interpreted it, you know. And I also remember Alan Watts saying in Chinese that you could say a lot more things more quickly than you can in English.
For example,
He didn't give examples. Like he just he
I
just said
don't.
that Chinese is more efficient.
Really? Eh, I don't know. I don't
I don't
know
know.
about that. We have some combinations of word, only 4 characters. That's true. Like when I said my mom said there's no money in her pocket, no penny. In our Chinese language, can only 4 characters, 身无分文, to describe a person has no money, no penny in the pocket.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's harder to write down.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So hard to write down. It's easier maybe to pew.
Maybe speak it. Yeah.
But speaking English, she has no money in her pocket, or no dime in her pocket. And 身无分文, not too much differences. But I know that Chinese saving the paper is shorter.
Oh,
The
yeah.
English is long, and
Okay.
then will be like this.
There you go.
But that's probably why people speaking English speak. I don't know, but I think Chinese is too hard to learn. I've heard
Awesome.
people live in China and Singapore because learning too much Chinese, the eye vision is like generally worse than people who study English because it's too hard to learn. That's what the scientific research is saying. Like
Oh.
maybe it's because the language system is too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I like English better because Chinese brought me too much pain.
Oh.
Chinese language, and we also say I went. Have a word went.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You say I go is 我去, 我 is I, 去 go, 商店 shop, right? Or I went to shop. In Chinese is 我爱去 go. Le, we have a le means this 去 finished. Le, 商店.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it that all languages refer to past and future, and just different things I've heard along the way. That there are some that are less causing of suffering. So
Really? Which language?
yeah, the I'd have to check. There's one. What country was that? I remember hearing the story of this guy who invented nonviolent communication, and he was saying that in whatever language he was working with somebody in another country, and they didn't have a language that had to be like, in other words, if you said to somebody, you're being selfish, the translator said, I don't have a real good way to be able to translate that because we don't have that this verb to be, that you are selfish kind of thing. So it was kind of difficult for him to translate to that language. I forget what it was. I want to say it was I better I don't really have a good guess, but one of the things I heard was one of the Asian languages was they said that if, like, in English I'll say, like, I'm cold, and and if you were to translate that maybe in some of the other Asian things, it would be actually, I have some cold.
I feel cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think say I am cold is really making it very complicated. Just say I feel cold is more accurate. I feel cold.
Yeah.
Or I feel the coldness.
Yeah.
Or I have the feeling of cold.
But you see what I mean? Is like, it's like you're identifying with so many things.
Or I am sad. Is actually I feel the sadness.
Exactly.
I'm experiencing the sadness feeling.
Yeah.
That's more accurate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or I experiencing a feeling that being cold as sadness.
Yeah.
That's even more accurate. I am experiencing a feeling that being called as sadness in this world.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
a feeling, but being called as sadness,
Yeah.
and they usually identify as a negative.
Right.
Uh,
And there you go. It's like,
that's better than just say I am sad. I'm not sad. Why am I am sad?
yeah. Right.
I'm not sad itself.
Right.
I am something else, but way better or way more than sad or way than anything. Or I am a machine. No, I have a name. I've been named by machine.
Yeah.
A name which been called machine,
Right. Exactly.
which pronounced as a machine.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we don't need to change our language. Just changing the pattern of thinking is still the same.
Right.
Okay, in the future, maybe people don't introduce themselves. Okay, I am this, I am that. I think my name is Jerry. Yeah, it's better, right? We are talking about that more
Yeah.
formally. Hello, my name is Michelle.
Yeah. Right.
That's better than
It's a
I am.
small little difference, but it's a reminder to like to remember actually who you are, which is beyond all of that. You know, it's just what you're saying is absolutely true. It's like instead of like uh, I was learning a little bit of Italian recently, and yeah, Mi chiave is like my name is, and yeah, it's like we've. I, I gotta tell you, if I meet somebody, I these days I don't even think about saying my name is Jerry. I go, I'm Jerry. You know, and it'd be great if we all reminded each other,
Why?
reminded each other that no, it's your name is Jerry. You
Or
know,
say you can call me Jerry.
right? Yeah,
Or you may
there you
call
go.
me.
Yeah, I
What's your
I
name? You may call me Jerry.
I answer to the name Jerry. Yeah,
Or you may call me Jerry.
yeah, right, exactly. Yep,
That's more accurate.
yep,
That's really more accurate.
yep.
Right. My name is missing. Yeah. Also, I had so many names. I had a name of Esmeralda. I had a name of Meixin. I had a name of Meixin without G. My dad made a mistake. I had a born name as Meixue. That's beautiful and study education means 学 means study and education learning. And I had an English name, a Spanish name of Esmeralda. I had a Russian name Ekaterina. I
Oh,
had a Russian name called me Maysin, not Maysin.
uh,
Maysin called me. Or I had an English name of Teresa. I had English name of Claire. I had English name of Michelle. What is my name?
oh,
Ah!
by the way, I last was it last Wednesday or Tuesday? I heard Katie say, "I see you, Mei Xing." Were you on the
No,
call?
I was not there on Wednesday. That is someone else.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, maybe someone's name also similar to my Wednesday. I was working. Tuesday I was there, but not Wednesday.
Okay, it might have been Tuesday then.
Tuesday, my name is Michelle. She said, Michelle, I see you knocking your head. It's
Oh,
Michelle.
okay. Oh,
Maybe it
okay.
sounds like a machine.
Okay. All right. Oh,
Maybe
right,
Michelle,
right.
because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
nodding my head, like, and then she was like, Michelle, I saw it. I was like,
Okay, anyway, okay, that was all right. That's the one. That's the one I saw. Okay.
oh, okay. I have a thought. I want to criticize the religion. I think I'm not happy with religion. That religion should not exist.
Hmm. So, is it true religion should not exist?
Yes.
Can you absolutely know it's true? Religion should not exist. How do you react when you believe that thought?
I become angry. And then disappointed about this world. That why people so stupid. Why people so dumb. Feel it's hopeless. And then don't want to make friends with people. Feel almost everyone have their religion. So dumb. Don't feel like getting closer to them. Why people cannot realizing the power is within themselves? Why put your power on into something else, listening to someone else? So I would look down on people, most people, and then feel just separating from them,
Mm.
angry, mad.
What are you not noticing when you believe that thought? Religion should not exist.
Let me turn on the fan. My neighbor is cooking there. I don't like. I hate where I living. I can work on that thought too. I don't like where I live.
Mm.
Yeah, when I believe the thought that religion should not exist, then I feel so powerless because the religion, 90 people have religion beliefs. Here in China, people's religion is money and power. So I feel so isolated. I feel that I'm so lonely.
And I heard that you see images of so many people that believe in religion.
Yes. Isn't that true? I guess so.
Well, it's like if you see those images, you tell me, are they true?
Yeah, yes. I think, yeah, they have their religion beliefs, and I feel so annoyed by their beliefs.
So, who would you be without that thought? Religion should not exist.
It's hard to imagine. It's like accepting the truth and then really curious about why religion exists and then getting to know the history of religion, of humans. Because when I don't think it should not exist, then I want to know more about it. So what is religion? Why people choose religion? And what are people doing in different religions? And then how religion affect our world. I would love to know more about it. are living in a world, almost 90% of people have different religions, formal religions. Here in China, not much, but I guess they believe in money and power, yang and beauty. So
What about Confucianism?
no, that's not a religion, and no one even talk about him,
Oh yeah.
cares about him.
How about Buddha?
Oh yeah, there are some Buddhism, but not many people believe in China is a believe in Buddha.
Yeah, and it's not the typical religion. Yeah.
In China, people all the time talking about the money, position, beauty,
Okay.
something like that.
So let's
No,
turn.
you've heard of a cultural revolution, right? In China, that
Yeah.
Mao destroyed all the churches, almost all the churches, temples.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah, Mao is our president, formal president,
Like
formal king,
back in
formal
the
king,
back in
formal
the 50s
king.
and 60s.
I don't remember the exact date, but that's a horrible time. They were destroying all the temples and the churches. They're destroying all the sculpture, like a Jesus, Maria's, or Buddha's. Destroy everything. Everybody studying Mao's thoughts, and similar to current North Korea.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, they were not only that, they were criticizing, like giving hard time to people who well educated, like graduated from university. They would bring those people to the street and criticizing them and hit them. Some dead during the
All right, so
revolution.
let's come back to the work and do a turnaround.
So China doesn't have that much religion anymore. I mean,
so
yeah.
religion should not exist. Turn it around.
The religion should exist. That was a good example what I'm talking about cultural revolution, because they didn't allow religion to exist. See what happened. Oh, I was very not happy with American government allow all different type of religion, and then even Eastern Lightning religion my mom believed in. I think it's a cult. I feel angry that why America can the government protecting those people should kick them back and let them die. That's what I think. But this country is talking about religion freedom, so it should exist. Otherwise, it will become like China.
Yeah, so let's get specific, because it sounds like that's one of the religions you've got something against. So whatever that religion what was it, your mother's thing, right? What's it called?
Yeah, that's what happened in the Cultural Revolution. They were the people are criticizing those that are hurting those two peoples, and then saying they are criminals, but they're doing nothing but just being a well-educated person.
So what was the religion that your mother was in?
It's called Eastern Lightning.
Eastern Lightning. So how about we do the turnaround? Eastern Lightning should exist.
No! Fuck.
That's a religion, right?
I want to kill them. I hate them. I hate CCP. I hate them. I hate it. I don't like this world. I want to go. I want to leave.
So the turnaround, religion should exist. That's a religion. So how is it true?
You mean Eastern Lightning should exist?
Yep, it's a religion, right?
That's a cult.
Well, a cult religion.
I can only think of it's already existing. Otherwise, I don't see a reason why it should exist. Let me see. I want to throwing up when I'm looking at them.
Mm.
Should exist.
Yep.
It's a symbol of that many people are living in their mind jail. It's like a mirror to the group of people who, what are they treating themselves inside. So it's showing up to this world, to those people who believe, who in that religion. It's at least for my mom, it's a big lesson for her. So it should exist. It's like a big lesson for those people. That's what I can think of. My mom learned a lot from the 10 to 15 years she spent in that religion later. She said if she didn't get involved in, she wouldn't know that it's so suffering inside, because from the outside everything look okay. So it should exist. It's a big lesson for people to teach what it is religion. Religion is all about controlling human beings' mind and then creating a God outer side. That's what I can think of. It should exist because that's what most people need in their life. They need a savior. They need salvation, right? They need salvation. They need that.
Yeah, you're kind of going where I would go with it, which is like they need that until they're ready for what you and I are doing. You
Yeah,
know,
they
some
need
people,
that.
if people aren't ready for this kind of truth, it's like then there's something to give them hope and to make them, not to make them suffer less.
Also, religion should exist. Then the kingdom, the king and the queen's, power system cannot be the only power system.
That's a really great example. That's a brilliant example, as a matter of fact. Like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. So there's,
Like there are like no state is perfect, but 13 different states, so they're fighting in the Congress court. So the power doesn't go extreme to any side.
yeah.
Because there are different religions.
And throughout the
And
past, yeah, any spirituality has always been a threat to the power structures that want to dominate and enslave people. So that's a fabulous example.
even the Eastern Lightning my mom believed in, it's kind of like against CCP. So, and the Falun Gong, even though it's a cult, it's against CCP. So CCP can go too extreme. People would, even those jump from a trap to another trap, but at least not everyone in one trap. And then the American government is using the Falun Gong and the Eastern Lightning against Chinese government, say, hey, your people hating you, they are they don't have their religion freedom. You can't do that. So it's kind of like a power balancing the religion.
Yeah.
People suffering too much, like my mom before, no way out in the real reality world, because everyone talking about money and house, those things. And then she didn't find a way out, and then she got involved into a bad marriage, and she didn't know how to get out. So she found a religion and gave her power to leave the marriage, although jump into another trap, but then let
Well,
her today.
If you can look at it one as a trap, but you can also look at it as a stepping stone.
Yeah,
like
right.
One more step.
Stepping stone to today.
Yeah.
And anyway, if without religion, my mom would never leave that marriage.
Yeah.
No courage. And then she left that marriage. That's the first step. And then she chased the God to this, chasing the God step, following the God step to this America, and then finally having a better life here. So religion should exist. You're right. Otherwise, she already dead. She tried to end her life 2 times before she joined the religion.
Yeah.
Just no hope. One time trying to bring me together, one time just trying to end her life herself. And then in China, we didn't have supporting system for people who are suffering from depression.
Yeah.
And this whole society is criticizing women who lost virginity. So she had no way out. So she found a religion and then followed that religion to this country. Find a place that allow people believe freely, have their religion freedom. Okay,
Now,
religion should exist in our world.
Yeah. So she came here before you?
After me. But she was the one to give me the idea of leaving the China. She talking about how bad is CCP is this, that. So I had an idea. Okay, if CCP is this bad, and mom, I don't know how to help mom to rebuild a life. Maybe I just follow her viewpoints. Let's go to another country. Then she had to find a job in another country. Then she will maybe slowly rebuild her life.
So in a way, because she was into religion, you have a boyfriend now.
Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't come to this country. It's impossible for a young girl cross the ocean, go to another country, and then live in another country without money, without support. It's because of her religion. Otherwise, who would do that? Nobody. I was too young to have an idea that CCP is so bad. I probably would just also been brainwashed by CCP, who knows? And then living a ordinary life in China, like most people are. Only if it becomes super bad, then I maybe escape. But I don't know. But at least I don't think I would come to this country or even go to Russia. I'm too lazy to move. to fight. Mom was a fighter. Just came to this country. She is a hero, to be honest. Can survive from that hard situation. It's a hero. I mean, she deserves a better life. If I was her, I would not able to even live till today. It's too hard, her life. I don't understand why her life script was so hard, but it was super hard. Countless abusing. My dad broke her chest bone. I kicked her, and then my dad threw the electronic piano keyboard to her head, and then it was broken. And even now here, this area is white hair more than black hair. and he broke her toe when she was pregnant because she was trying to contribute to her religion. And I remember he threw a chair to her when she was pregnant in the corner. So that's her life. She can survive. That's a miracle.
Yeah.
I mean, I can survive, and that's also a miracle. Both of us.
Like mother, like daughter.
In China, no police officer will take care of these things because it's too common. And
wow.
we don't have a basic knowledge of what is human right.
Wow, yeah.
We didn't have that. So religion should exist. Jesus talking about we are all brothers and sisters and all human beings born to be equal. That's how this country freed the slaves, right? And then South and North are fighting for the freedom of slaves.
Well, that's some of the history. That it's actually a lot smaller part of it. The war was actually more about economics, but
yeah, but also about how people can write down the independent clarification of independent. It's also religion a little bit contribute to it. Christianity contribute to people say we all born to be equal. If without the religion spreading the informations.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Like, right. That's very true. A lot of the law and the common law comes out of Christian traditions and Judeo-Christian traditions. Yeah, that's true.
Before I came to this country, I've never heard of what is a human right. No human right. And then if a woman gets hit and beaten up on the street, no one would do much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then rarely talking about women and men are equal. I think religion is important, at least teaching the husband should love their wives. And then Buddhism, right, talking about everyone is equal, right? We should love other people. It's twisted, but it should exist. Otherwise, I cannot imagine how people would go even more twisted.
Right.
Yeah. It's true. Because look at CCP. CCP destroyed all religion. Don't believe anything in God. Are they doing better than here?
Yeah. Right. There you go. Well, it sounds like you're there, so I gotta go eat.
But what I mean is, religion should not exist. What I mean is, people should study the work.
Yeah, turn that around. I should study the work.
Okay, turn that. Or my religion, my thought about religion should not exist. The turnaround.
Yeah.
That makes me suffering. Only see the bad side of religion and didn't see the good side of a religion. So it's like no government is perfect, but it's still looking at the good part is better than always focusing on the negative part.
Michelle, I think you got this. Like you're once you start getting into the work, your mind goes 1,000 miles an hour, and you're getting these turnarounds.
1,000 miles an hour.
You're getting these turnarounds so quick. It's perfect. Yeah.
1,000 miles an hour. I just feel if focusing on the imperfect part, it doesn't help. But the turnaround doesn't have to be 100% correct. But at least it has some part, like why it should exist.
Yeah, it's got to feel like honestly correct, like authentic, you know.
But once people find some way better, then can slowly turn religion into another form.
Yeah.
That's what some people are doing, though. Let's see. Hopefully, we all doing better. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Let me show you Chinese version of the book. It's called
Oh, is that the work?
Loving What Is. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
this is Chinese version of Loving What Is.
Oh, wow.
Is that cute?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful. Yeah, inside doesn't have much pictures, but outside is like this.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
And then they put a pinyin here. It's a peace. Represent peace.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Loving what is. Huh?
It's great.
That's great. That's my mom draw this out. My mom likes painting. My mom draw this beautiful lady and hang it on the wall.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at this small bird. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. See you next time.
Okay. Have a good one.
Have a good one. I might see you soon. I might see you later. Oh,
Okay.
today do we have it?
Yep.
We do, right? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
2 hours. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.